I spent 40 hours building a funnel that I just completely deleted. 40 hours of my life gone. And honestly, it's the best thing that I've done all month. If you've ever felt like you're moving backward when you're trying to get ahead, then you're going to want to hear this, all right? I'm pulling back the curtain on my own business today to show you exactly what a rebuild looks like when you're playing for keeps, okay? Hey, my name is Isai Rodriguez, and this is the Home Business Hustle. If you're a working dad who's tired of being successful on paper but broke on time, you're in the right place. We don't do the guru hype here. We don't do the laptop on a beach fairy tale. None of that. We just do the work that actually works. All right. So let's get right into it. So I'm gonna be real with you guys here today. I thought my customer acquisition funnel was solid, right? I thought I put in the work, I followed the frameworks, but I felt like I was still doing too much manual lifting, right? I was busy and relatively successful in what I was doing, but I wasn't scaling the way I wanted to, right? So I had my mentor take a look at all the moving parts, right? An audit, if you will, the dreaded audit, right? I sent him the links, I sat back, and I waited for, hey, great job, Isai, you're doing well. But that's not what happened. That's not the reply that I got back, right? He looked at it for about 5 minutes quickly, and he said, Isai, you didn't build a business. You built yourself a high stress job. Ouch. Let me tell you, here I was thinking, that I was running a tight ship. But he pointed out that while most of the words were good on the page that he was looking at, the plumbing itself was messy. He pointed out that I was personally still the bottleneck, right? If I didn't personally touch 5 different things, the customer didn't move forward in their journey, right? He told me that if I wanted to be a real economic architect, I had to automate the manual stuff that was draining my battery, right? It felt like I just reached the boss level in a game, right? Like I had just reached the Bowser level. I realized that at that moment, I didn't have the health to defeat Bowser at that moment, right? I had to go back to the last checkpoint and start over, right? It's frustrating, but now I realize that sometimes it's necessary, right? So what does it actually look like to save your progress and rebuild in the business world, right? In your business. There are 3 big lessons that I'm learning right now in the middle of this rebuild, right? The lesson number 1 is your ego is the most expensive thing that you own, bar none. Listen, I could have ignored my mentor for sure. I could have done whatever I wanted. I could have said, no, I like it this way. I like the way it is. I like the colors. I like this. But that would have cost me months of wasted effort, don't you think? You see, in business, you have to be willing to kill your darlings. To kill, if it's not working at the level that it should, then cut it, delete it, rebuild it. Because it's not a failure. At that point, it's a checkpoint reset, right? And I'll be honest with you, it can be one of the hardest things to do in business is checking yourself, right? Rebuilding, knowing, or letting that ego go. Let it do its thing. Let it go, right? It's one of the hardest things. But that said, lesson number 2, automation is the only way to buy back your time, right? My mentor showed me where I was doing busy work that a piece of software could do a lot better. Connecting the leads, following up, tagging people, things like that. If a robot can do it, I shouldn't be doing it, right? Every manual task that you eliminate is 5 or more minutes that you get back with your family. Think about it like that. And so I'm currently rebuilding the plumbing, if you will, of my funnel so that when a lead comes in at 2 o'clock in the morning, then the system handles that heavy lifting while I'm asleep and I don't have to worry about it, right? That's how you build a pipeline, not just, a fancy bucket. It also gives your customer, if you think about it, gives them a better experience, a better customer experience. It levels up their buying experience with you. It makes it much more pleasant, right? And lesson number 3 is this, what I called the checkpoint philosophy, right? Think about it. In a video game, when you hit a checkpoint, you don't lose your game, right? You just restart the room with better knowledge of where the enemies are, right? Are you with me? That's exactly where I am right now. I'm not starting over from zero. I'm starting over with 60 days of data and my mentor's feedback, right? I'm smarter now than I was when I built the first version, right? And I'm sharing this because I know some of you feel stuck, right? You've built something, but maybe it's not clicking. You feel like if you change it now, all that time was wasted. I know, I get it. But let me tell you this. Let me tell you from experience now that it's not. It wasn't time wasted for sure. That time, that time the extra time that you're spending rebuilding, it bought you the experience that you need to build version 2.0, right? Version 2.0 is where the money is, right? Version 1.0 is just where the learning happens, if you will. Are you with me? And I'm personally in the middle of the messy middle right now, the rebuild. And, it's slow, it's technical, it's not flashy, it's not fun. But I know that when I turn this funnel back on, it's going to be a different beast. And I'm super excited about this right now. It's going to be a system that serves me, not the other way around, right? So don't be afraid yourself to hit the reset button if it means, a better outcome for you and your business and your family and all that good stuff, right? Because we aren't here to stay busy, right? We're here to win. Am I right? So, yeah. And actually, I'm curious. Have you ever had to start over on your project or your goal? Like, if you have, drop a comment and tell me what your biggest checkpoint moment was, right? I want to know. I want to understand your struggles too. And I want to see if because again, rebuilding isn't a sign of weakness, right? It's a sign of growth, if anything, right? If you're still doing the exact same thing that you were doing 6 months ago and you aren't getting the results that you want, then let me tell you, brother, you are stuck and you don't even realize it, right? So don't be afraid to go back to the checkpoint. Take the lessons, ditch the ego, and build the system that you actually deserve, right? I'm doing it right alongside you, right? As we're building pipelines together, not hauling buckets. That's the goal, right? And pipelines, building a pipeline takes time to get the plumbing right, okay? So there you have it. That is the message for today. Remember, information without execution is just a hobby. And you didn't click on this video because you needed another hobby, right? So you clicked because you're ready to build something that lasts, okay? So go hug your kids, then go do the work. But first, don't forget to hit the link in the description for your free mindset guide, okay? And with that, I'll catch you on the next episode. Let's get to work. All right. Take care now. Bye.